Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I didn't even expect to record a video. I thought coming back with a stream directly once I felt better, but you know how much I was hyped about the Houndmaster. I wanted to make a sort of video feedback that could even help the devs, in my opinion, identifying the most frustrating point about this killer. Because I love this killer. I was hyped, and I'm still hyped as I wasn't in a long time DBD. It's the first chapter where I both killer and survivor at the same time, and I think honestly that this chapter has a lot of potential. The problem is there are some bugs that are still affecting the Houndmaster. Some of these were already in the PTB. Other ones are even new, as example bugs that we already had in the PTB, sometimes redirectioning is cancelled, the snag pathing is not always really clear, he gets stuck a bit too often, some obstacles completely stop his dash, so that the survivors just mess up a bit with some of these to completely counter the dog, because in that way not even Snug keeps going forward in a way that maybe you can try a direction play, but Snug just stops moving. And yeah, also the problem of the hitbox, but that's more I think a balancement thing than a bug thing. But considering we are here, I think that the hitbox is really too tiny for a power that requires too much accuracy in the way how she works right now. And it's a kind of accuracy you expect from the slinger, who is literally a sniper. And instead, you cannot be so accurate with a power that can be dodged so easily. And I think that it's to be honest, more situations similar to what Wesker was going through when he just released from the PTB. And that's why I think that a sort of Wesker treatment that increases the hitbox a bit, would help a lot with this killer. And this is the first thing. This is the first thing. Then we add even new bugs. Sometimes the Houndmaster, I was going to say the Skull Merchant for a bit. The Houndmaster goes slower, she's still holding the power even if you're not doing it. And other times, it feels like some problems of the PTB are feeling even worse with the live release. Not gonna lie. And I think the main fault is of how actually the power and Snug work, because there is something about Snug that is not really working as it should. And I can make you a graphical example. Basically, this is my goal for this video. Okay, so we are on Paint. For example, the main problem of Snug and how the power of the Houndmaster works, if we consider this being Portia, this is the killer. And this is gonna be Snug. Once that you started the command, let's speak of the chase one that at the end is the most important. First of all, you can launch the command only if Snug is close enough. Consider that the Snug moves by himself, sometimes he's not able for a reason, maybe because he finds an obstacle or something, to keep up with you. and you cannot even start attack. So like basically till Snug is kinda around you in this way, like you cannot even start the attack. Like this is something that happened I think a few times in the PTB, mainly the new map after I tried to use the search command, and Snug had to come back and met too many obstacles in the midway, and instead here it happens even without needing that, and this is a problem because basically it means that you can use the power only if Snug chooses that you can use the power. Like it's a really bad feeling because like a killer power should never be like, okay, you can use it because it's RNG based, you know? And this is the first big problem of Snug in the live release. The second point, like I think that it by main is kind of neglected, like not considered. But like basically, if you consider that Snug basically starts the command for where he is, like this creates a sort of inconsistency because like if you play a whatever ranged killer, like you know that like your attack, your attack is going in this direction, you know, like the projectile starts here and then moves in the direction of the arrow, you know, isn't it? Like usually every power works in that way. But like this is different for Snug because like Snug doesn't start immediately from there. Like first of all, as we said, like he has to be close to Houndmaster to actually start the attack. But like you have to move to this sort of point and then keep going for the direction like you committed with Chase. Like this creates extra steps that basically in some situations can even make the difference between a hit or not. Like what can you do to fix this? Like one solution can be making this dog super fast, like increasing the speed of the dog even more. But I don't know how healthy this is because like at that point it becomes well, with hitboxes we have dodgeable is a big word, but like it becomes even hard. It can create a situation where it becomes like a kind of frustrating to try to react to it, you know, like if you mess up with the speeds too much, like finding the perfect way to balance it, like I think it's not easy, and I wouldn't go for that direction because like well, in that way, like you can be more consistent because, like I repeat, like you have to consider that the dog has to go for this. And a problem in the PTB was, for example, if you try a play like that and Snug is behind you, and like you are, for example, here in the middle of a door, like it can be the shut door, like Snug found you in the midway, and like he even couldn't go for the direction because like you were blocking his way. Like that was another problem. Like this was a problem more in the PTB. Here in the live release, I didn't try this kind of situation yet. But like even with the other kind of obstacles, like the pathing of Snag is kind of longer than what you have in your mind. So basically, even if you're pre-aiming and everything, like you're gonna still have the attack delayed of a bit because like Snag is not exactly where you would imagine, like where making the attack start. Because for example, like if you have Snag on your left and then you have a wall with a window that maybe you want to counter or you want to send the dog through, like let's imagine this is the wall and then you have here the window, like Snug has to do this kind of pathing, like he has to go here, then hugging this, and then the time of the vault that is really long, like the time of the vault of Snug is really long. But, I repeat, like at the moment this is not an accident. I think that the killer has to be polished and like being effective in average, before thinking, oh, maybe the vaulting time is too slow. Is it slow? It feels like it sometimes, but like it can catch up in a way or another, like if you redirection and like if these things actually work as you think. But actually, that's not the case. And this is so incredibly even more punishing for the player, but for reasons that are out of his control or their control. So, what would you do? Like, considering that Snug every time is not perfectly where you would like to start the attack. Like, my personal opinion, and it's something that I spoke about in the PTB, is like make Snug always response here. Like, you don't need to mess up with speeds too much or anything if like you do that. Also, this will solve another problem, that is you can start the attack only because Snug is close enough to you. And this shouldn't be a thing because Snug is controlled by AI. Like if for whatever reason this AI is not responsive during that moment, like you're basically without the power, or like you cannot use the power in the moment that you think you have to use it. And I repeat, this is a power that requires a lot of accuracy, and this is what makes me think that right now Houndmaster is considered weak, frustrating, and bad to play for many players. And some of these situations were even in the PTB, other ones were actually spoken about in the PTB. And I don't know, like I feel like if you address these, already these, like where Snag actually spawns, like you can get a lot of difference in consistency that at the end is what a killer player looks for. Like for example, like I don't mind if Houndmaster like is a S tier, B tier, F tier. Like the important thing is like the killer is fun to play, and like to be fun to play, like you have to be in control of your main tools. Like Nemesis has an AI aspect of the power, but like when you want to use the whip, like you know how it's gonna work 100% of the time. Even Knight has an AI part of the power, but like you know exactly how the guards are going to be countered by the survivors. Then there are some annoying situations, of course. Like some, I remember when the guards are usually used to get stuck sometimes as well. But like they have a logic in how they work. Okay, but here we are speaking of not even being able to start the power if the AI is not responsive. And why should we complicate our life so much by trying to make this work? And instead of living like in control by AI only for meaningless things like going around you, going around the map, like not paying attention to what happens when you are not going for a command. And like if you want to go for a command, it doesn't matter if Snug is uh, here or Snug. Snug is here or Snug is I don't know here. Like who cares? Like I choose to start the command. Like Snug will always respawn here because I want him to attack in front of me and following the direction that I want the Snug to take. In this way, like you don't have to wait a fictional cooldown that is tied to Snug coming back to you in this way. Like I can understand, like it's a way of making it work with the search pathing and all that stuff. Like Snug has to come back to you after that you send him to search and stuff. But I don't know, like I feel like it's too much. Like you can make him like generally coming back to your direction and then starting the cooldown immediately, and then after that the cooldown is gone, like you can use the power wherever Snug is. Like, but like right now, like too much names of the AI. Like, I think this is the most frustrating part of this killer. Then that it gets stuck and all these kind of things. I think that even there, like if you work on the hitbox to be a bit bigger, like as they did with Wesker. Do you remember Wesker in the original PTB and release? Like when he literally went through survivors doing nothing. Like if you address that kind of situation, like even if there is an obstacle, but there is a detection hit that actually match with the survivor, like it's going to feel less frustrating to play. And I don't think that it will break the killer, make the killer obnoxious to play against. I think that you will still be able to counter the killer as you are doing now, but at least the input from the killer is going to be more rewarded. Because this killer requires too much accuracy. Not only that, but if you miss, like you are really punished. So I don't know. This is my personal opinion of why Houndmaster right now feels really frustrating. Let me know what you think. Like I hope that this can help the developers identifying the problems around Houndmaster right now. Because I really love this killer. I think that they did an amazing job as concepts and everything with this chapter. Like I know that there are some people speaking of the perk of the survivor and stuff like that. Discussions are always healthy, but at the same time, I really think that the main problems here is the polishing of the killer. Like with some educated quality of life changes. Like I think that this chapter can definitely get in the heart of the community. Thank you so much. I'll see you really soon. I hope so, at least, because like I'm still sick. So if I can heal soon enough, like we can go for some streams, especially before I have to go visit my mother in December. Like I hope to feel better to be able to do that. Like if I don't do that, it means that I'm still sick, and like that's still a problem, you know. But that's another topic for other social networks. Thank you so much. See you soon.